So this is a story of my very first day of college. And it began, let me take a step back. I went to a fairly elite high school. It was an all-male college prep school, so I thought I really knew what was going on. I went to enroll in class, and this was before computers. So there was a big gymnasium, and there were departments that had a sign along the wall and these folding tables and these long lines. So you would be aligned for the geography department or the history department or whatever. So there's a lot of students, we're all clueless, we're all sorting in there, and I said, I like history, so I'll take a history class. So I'm waiting in this very, very long line, and I finally get to the table. I said, I'd like a seat in History 101. I said, there's no more seats in History 101. I said, okay, and I sort of turned away dejected. I said, but wait a minute, there's seats in History 102. I said, great. What is History 102? They said, Eastern History. And at that moment, I go, I was raised in the Eastern United States. I think I can do that. And so I took the class, and I never thought about it again. Well, the very first day of class begins, and it's a very big auditorium. It's a big university. And there's tiered seatings. And I'm all excited, and I'm very confident. And I go down the steps to the front row. And I see people reading a Chinese newspaper. I go, isn't this great? They want to learn about the Eastern United States. And some more, and I sit in the very front row, and I have my pencil, and I'm ready to go. And this professor comes out from the bottom of the auditorium. He just emerges, right? And he has these maps underneath his hands. He's just very busy, and he's just, I'm sitting there, I'm very excited. And he begins to talk, and he has these maps. And there's no words, there's no letters on the maps, they're just maps. And he's talking very quickly. And he's talking, he mentions these Chinese dynasties. And I'm thinking, wow, this is really great. We're gonna link Chinese dynasties to the Eastern United States. So then he talks about rivers. And I go, I know rivers because I grew up in Pittsburgh, so I got this. And he goes on and on. I go, I never heard of any of these rivers. And I'm going like, wait a minute. Something's not quite right. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable. And I look behind me, and all of these people reading Chinese newspapers are nodding approvingly. They understand exactly what's going on. And I'm like, uh-oh. I don't know the East from the West. This is bad. And I'm sitting there, and I get nervous, and my legs start shaking. I've never had a panic attack, but I begin to have what I've seen as a panic attack. And I'm very, very nervous. My leg is shaking, and my hand is shaking, and my hands start to get very sweaty. And I go, I'm an idiot. I got to get out of here. But I can't because it's a big auditorium, and I got to go all the way up the stairs. I go, oh no. If I don't know the East from the West, what happens when I go to calculus class, right? This is only the beginning of a whole set of eye-opening moments that I have. So I want to quit college the very first day. And I say, okay, I can quit. That'll be good. Okay, but then I go, how am I going to tell my parents I lasted 3 minutes in college? I can't do this. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? And I'm very nervous, and I'm very sweaty, and I like, what am I going to do? And I said, here's what I'm going to do. I said, no matter what happens in this class, one thing I will learn for sure is what is the difference between the East and the West. And I said, I'm going to sit in this class, and I don't care what grade I get, I'm going to stay in. Well, as the class went on, a bunch of people dropped, and other people were obviously confused too. And I've come to learn that my professor actually writes the exams for the Pentagon. So when you want to become a 2 to a 3-star general, et cetera, you have to take his exam. So this guy was no kidding around with him. Anyway, I stuck around, finished the course, the only C I ever got in college, but I was very happy for it, and I became a PhD in economics. So there you go.